Welcome to Sober.Coffee, a weekly coffee chat sharing experience, strength, and hope for anyone on the sober road to recovery. You can download Sober.Coffee weekly on all podcast platforms and check us out on Instagram at Sober.Coffee Podcast and on Twitter at Sober.Coffee Pod. To learn more about us and to help support these sessions, visit online at Sober.Coffee. Here are your hosts, two guys on their own path to recovery, Mike and Glenn. Let's join them at the coffee shop.
Sitting there chatting for the last 10 minutes, and I said, but we're not live.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning. You're a little blue. Glenn's a little blue this morning.
I'm a lot blue this morning.
You're a lot blue this morning.
But, man, it's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I was, and we might as well jump in. We have a table, an awesome table for
Ding,
this
ding,
morning.
ding, ding. Tommy O back in the studio.
It's Mikey's role to announce the table for three, but Tommy, welcome, brother.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, but you're a little blue
Honored
this
to
morning,
be
huh?
Now,
Yeah, good to have you here,
I went to
Tommy.
Blue October last night.
Yeah.
We were just chatting, Blue October, big recovery band. I was just trying to tell Tommy that their lyrics, over time, just like sobriety, their lyrics got progressively better. They started out like 15, 20 years ago, cockroaches running around your brain, hate me, right? Fear, right? All the
Familiar.
fun words. Yeah, all the fun words. And now it's like happy and home, and like one of the most recent songs is called Better Man. And it's like if you do all this shit, right, and do all the work, you become a better man. And oh man, it's just so true. And I was just telling Tommy they helped me so much during COVID. Like they would come in and live stream and talk about 30 minutes about a step.
Yeah.
And then they would, just do covers.
Wow.
For 3 hours, and I just it was a way to just connect. I just stayed on
right.
live. It was great. So
Good.
yeah, I've got about 2 hours sleep. So let's have fun.
Yeah, I was up in.
Let's roll. Huh?
Yeah, right.
No,
Good
I had to
morning.
travel for it. So
What's in the mug?
coffee?
Just straight up, or did you stop and get some espresso shots?
Oh no,
peppered in.
they actually say regular coffee.
Yeah, right. It's stronger.
It's stronger.
Yeah.
Has more caffeine because the water stays on the beans longer.
Well, regular coffee, you can't charge an extra $3-4.
You're right for a shot, right?
Totally, man.
But it's natural for me to
it's a
go into a
gimmick.
Starbucks and say,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
and I'll take extra shots.
Exactly.
I was
It's a
been
gimmick.
doing that for
It's-
decades.
Yeah, it becomes
right?
the pattern now.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No, I was waiting for you, Mikey, to sit there and say, Glenn's going to miss.
I know.
I have
well,
never missed.
I sent you a message to be safe because I figured you were doing either 100 miles an hour or doing 0 miles an hour in your bed.
I will never miss.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to a guy last night. It's like the third concert I've seen him at, and he asked me how to rebuild relationships. I'm like, well, one, get sober,
Right.
Because he's not sober,
100%, yeah.
and he's still doing damage and damage and damage. I'm like, so you got to stop the pain.
Right.
I said, words don't matter, actions do, and you got to do it on their time frame,
Right.
and you just got to show up and do it and don't miss.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that. Actions do speak a lot than words. And
Actions and habits. And
yeah, right. Well, and
Like the cold plunge.
I'll introduce Tom this morning because of his actions. Your actions are inspiring. I remember coming into the program and coming into the rooms, and I was broken, but I was very unsure of what my next steps were going to be. And what I learned from guys like you is just kind of watch your next step, watch your steps, and then I parrot that. So what's he doing? Oh, I don't know. He's going to a small group. What's a small group? What's a church small group? Maybe I'll check that out, But
Well, me and
it
you,
makes sense.
Mikey came in about the same time.
Yeah, class 18, but you got a
Yeah.
couple days on me, yeah.
No, yeah,
class
we're
18.
working together,
Yeah.
and absolutely. I remember in the beginning, blind walking in the door. So I just started saying yes to everything.
Right.
I
Right,
listened
that's
to Glenn is my sponsor, so took me a while to ask for a sponsor.
Right.
A
You could have
couple
taken a
months
little longer and asked for a better one.
Yeah, well, no.
I mean, I think you kind of jumped too soon.
I was about
You
in the
should have waited one more week.
program about 3 months before I kind of surrendered to the
Right,
fact that I
right.
actually needed a sponsor. But those are the things that you talk about surrender and such. Those are the types of things that I needed to do.
Right.
the habits, the daily habits, and listening to folks like yourself. So yeah, I mean, there were stages of surrender, as they say.
Right.
It wasn't easy at first. A couple months in the program, I still thought, still looking for ways that I could still drink and live, function. But that wasn't the one. I knew that wasn't the way.
Right.
And again, getting in the rooms, I was going to a couple meetings a day, but struggling. I think spiritually, and I didn't recognize the program. I just thought it was to get you to stop drinking, right?
Sure.
Like most people think,
right. Or drink better.
Yeah,
So some have said they thought they'd come in and learn how to be a better drinker.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're being honest. They're like, well, I thought maybe that was the program, but it's not. Abstinence is the first kind of rule, if you will, the first suggestion. Don't drink.
Right.
And but yeah, something really struck me about you early on, and continues to strike me, and that is because I made such a connection to it. There was such a level when I came in. I was so insecure, and I've been thinking a lot about that word lately. I was so insecure with myself, and alcohol kind of masked my insecurity, so I could be bold at a party but shaky at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you come into AA, when you stop drinking, okay, there's nothing to mask that insecurity. You're just kind of a vulnerable little guppy flopping out of the water,
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I felt. And I was holding on for somebody to just show me the way back to the water, to get my swim back. And again, I just thank you, because you were one of those guys that I just thought, man, he's doing the next right thing. And then to Glenn's point this morning, there's plateaus like Blue October, and they, with them, their their creative has kind of taken us through the path of the recovery, but they're at a plateau now. They're not the pivot. They're not at the top of the mountain, but they're at a plateau in their journey, and we find comfort in that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've realized I've gone through stages of recovery over the years, and I'm still realizing the major changes and the differences in my not only behaviors, but the way I view things. But I always thought there was going to be a plateau where it. Everything was good after that,
But there's not. Yeah.
No, I'm starting to
There's
realize
always a ridge that you need to climb.
Right, exactly. And I need to do so many things in my daily life to continue that growth. That I probably couldn't even list them, because each day brings on a new challenge.
Right.
I wanted to go back a little bit when we were talking about originally coming into the rooms, because, like I said, I didn't surrender, and it took me a couple of months. And when I had asked Glenn, to be my sponsor, I was struggling significantly. And what what's funny is I asked him to be my sponsor. Then a couple days later. We had taken a ride. He had asked me to take a ride with him down in Arcosa.
I remember that.
Oh, okay.
And it was a January evening. And the reason I share this is because it was a January evening, and the traffic in Chicago was horrible. So we sat in the car, and I barely knew this man.
Right.
And we sat in the car, and we talked for about 2 hours on the way down to Arcosa on the north side. And when he started asking me questions about my drinking and my habit, that was an experience that I had never dealt with before, because I had always kept everything so internal.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest questions he asked me was, how much are you physically drinking?
Right.
And I had I've never dealt with that. I knew how much I was drinking. God knew how much I was drinking, but nobody in the world.
Dude, here's another dude. Like, what? Shut up, man. What's your business?
Yeah, opening up, man.
Yeah.
And I walked
Full
away
kimono.
from that. I walked away from that feeling like, wow, something was just lifted from me.
Liberated.
Yeah, it was liberating to have those questions asked to me. So from that point on, some things started to happen. And then we started talking, the groups you talked about at the beginning, Mikey. We started talking about doing things like that. I started engaging more in a variety of, like I would say yes to everything. Like, hey, do you want to go you want to go to this, help a guy out? Do you want to go do a 12-step?
Yep,
Do you want to
I
do
heard
it?
that in the rooms too. Yep,
Yeah.
just
That was
say
probably your first big yes.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember, I don't know the exact time frame, but it was early, and I was going to our coach, and I'm like, hey, let's go on a field trip.
Right.
Yeah. And I think it was snowing or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it
it
was
was.
horrible weather, and it was 2 hours
Chicago
in the
traffic,
car,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey, man, jump in the pool.
Yeah.
You know, jump in, and you said yes, and you keep saying yes.
Well,
which
let's
was
back up
hard.
and-
Which was hard at the time.
Oh, I could tell it was hard.
And you said yes.
and that's why I knew the value of yes. And that's why I was pushing you, because I just know the value in when you're early in and you don't have the confidence, right? Because you're like, I have no idea, and you're trusting me, and we're going where, we're doing what, we're going how long, what.
Right.
But you say you're pushing him, but you're pushing yourself too. You had
absolutely.
to say yes initially,
to
get the relationship going, and that.
But it's
sponsorship
easier to say yes when you know the value in something,
Right.
It's just easier.
Do you say no to people who come knock on your door to be your sponsor? Do you say no?
I hate to answer this. I have.
Yeah. No. And that's what I thought.
But it's one, I have very limited bandwidth right now, so I want to be fair with them, right? But I've also, I got two guys right now that are just really struggling. I mean, one guy's in jail this week. Just really struggling, and I want to help them so bad, but they are nowhere near yes. They're fighting me, and I'm just like, all right, So I'm not pushing on them, but. If they ask me, I mean, now we have so many great guys around us, right? We'd probably do it collectively, and it's not nothing to do with me. It's just I just want to make sure that they get the right connection, because sometimes personalities matter.
Yeah. Well, it does, but it also, I imagine. So what I'm trying to get to is, Tom was eager and open and willing, right? And so he was open to it. He was willing, and then he came to you. But then that's a burden. That's an investment that you're making. You have to balance all this. Do I have time? Are we the right fit? Can I help this guy out? Right? And I just think it's miraculous that you said yes. Tommy needed a yes. Tommy was willing. He said yes. And because those steps were taken, those physical steps. Here we sit today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, both of you guys, are so instrumental in my long-term sobriety here. I mean, going on 7 years, coming up here actually next week, and we were all at different stages back then when we were all trying to figure it out. And moving forward, we just had a lot of things that were going on. As I saw we always talk about the proof. As I saw as my life was continuing to improve, my thoughts, the negativity that I was living in, improve. I was like, I got to continue this path. Right. So I just kept doing those daily things that I need to do. And it wasn't always easy. Trust me, it still isn't. Yeah. I still resist. I still want to do my own thing.
Right.
But I have to ask, my higher power daily, multiple times daily to get through this.
Yeah. You know what, though? When we talk about confidence, confidence took me, man, for you guys, for me, it took a long time.
Still taking for me.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. But at the time, I think you were my second sponsee, and I had no confidence. What I knew about you, I'm like, first of all, this dude's cool.
He's a winner.
Yeah,
I knew that right away.
But I could just tell you had a really good heart, and you were just seeking, and I had no idea. Frankly, I think being a sponsor is one of the best privileges this world provides. I just don't think there's anything more valuable than working with somebody on a path to get better. And I remember I had so much confidence. I said to Timmy, I'm like, I can't do this. Will you do it with me? Right?
I think our first real meeting
was with Timmy.
Yeah.
Going to the bullpen for the left.
Oh, you know what? And Dan, God, Squat Father Dan, who I love, man. He's got 8 years sober now. I did the same thing with him. In fact, I still, every time I'll talk to somebody, I invite Tim.
Right.
And Tom, I invited you something a couple times because we just don't do this alone.
Right. No.
Right.
100%.
And yet, I mean, this is the miracle of the program is somebody who has been down the path and can navigate the landmines, or as I call Timmy, my lighthouse. Help me navigate the rocks, and the steps are laid out very nicely, and they're so simple, but they are really complicated if you get your brain involved. Right.
If you approach them in a completely fearless and thorough way, you can't do these things half baked. None of them.
No.
And you need input from an outsider who has walked the path.
Right.
I just do.
Well, if you look at the steps when you originally walk in the rooms and you look at it and you're like, what is this? What am I doing here? And so you do need the guidance of so many others. Now, some of that guidance, there is a program of AA, but we all kind of customize our own programs.
Right, there are elements. I might do a little more meetings. You might do a little more daily meditation.
Connections, whatever.
But we're still doing daily meditation. Right. We're still doing meetings. We're still doing coffees. We're still sponsoring. Right. We're still doing all these things. It's part of the program.
Right.
Some people, I think, they just have a little more emphasis. Not everyone does a podcast. Not everyone should do a podcast. Just ask us.
Right. You guys are doing great. What are you talking about?
6 a.m., man.
Yeah. That's right.
6 a.m. on a Saturday.
Who's listening, Mom?
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, but the thing, Tommy, I'll tell you, and I have a lot going on in my brain, so I don't have memory like I used to, but I remember you just wanted to come back, and then you started connecting with people in the room.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then you got another gear, and you started getting involved with the church group, our men's group at church, and half those guys or more are AA guys.
Right.
And Mikey's in that group, so the three of us are in that group, and I have loved, one of the most rewarding things for me is watching you take on life, your growth. But the biggest thing that I see with you is your impact. And probably didn't have. I don't think people in your family looked up to you, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago.
No,
right?
No, absolutely not. There was a struggle there. They knew. I was capable of doing a lot of things, but I wasn't doing it right.
I'm not sure.
I wasn't leading.
I'm not sure if you realize how capable you were at things.
Yeah, 100%. I would say that's something I'm still realizing.
That's probably a recent learning.
Yeah, right. That's something that I'm like, wow, the impact of.
But you keep stretching,
and it's not bragging. It's more or less, acknowledging the fact that, hey, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing and designed to do, I believe, and now I'm starting to see the fruits of that. And it takes a long while. I'm starting to see not only the family, the improvements, the reliability, my reliability, and my family is just they're blossoming. They're becoming different people, and it's not just because of me. It's because of the entire package that I've now brought.
And that's something.
I brought some spirituality into the family that wasn't there before. Maybe we were faking it before, whatever the case may be. I brought the confidence that this program has given me, and now I've seen the family change. And not only the family, I've seen some friends. The activities we do, the special connections, and all the things with the Rhino group, and. Yeah, it's amazing life, and we're doing things like AA group is running every fall in a Ragnar, and it's helped so many people get sobriety under their belt. And,
that's wait. That's a little insanity, but
a little.
Hey, don't you can't undercut it. Hey, we just do a little AA running in this thing called Ragnar.
Yeah,
it was 200 mile race.
It's typically a 200-mile race.
200
mile race.
Yeah,
it's a relay though. Now, you don't do the entire 200 yourself.
I can tell you this. So first of all, it's teamwork, right? So when you came in, It wasn't. You weren't teamwork on anything.
No, I was a lone guy.
So now you're part of a teamwork, right?
Yep.
And I'm sitting here measuring, right, how much I can say because I know everything about Tommy. So I'm trying to measure where the sponsee line. Right. You're in different shape today than you were 7 years ago.
I was going to ask, were you even running 7 years ago?
No, I couldn't, Mikey. I was kind of wrapped up. I had gout so bad in my in my joints that I couldn't barely walk at times. You know?
What causes that? Was
a lot of different things. A buildup of uric acid, but it was typically because of drinking.
Gotcha.
Drinking and eating like crap.
Okay.
So
he goes from that to
running
being part of a team
that runs 200 miles.
That runs 200 miles in a weekend.
Right.
Around the clock.
Yeah, and we do that, and it's typically us people trying to get sober, keep sober, the whole thing. The funny thing is, you keep saying yes to things. I would have never said yes.
Right.
I mean, I was like being dragged into that thing.
I love it when you say yes to stuff. Because I know, I just got chills. I know it's not natural for you.
No.
And you push yourself.
I do.
And so, as you're talking, it's kind of clicking like different stages, right? Different stages of growth. First of all, we all came to AA. Why? Stop the pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to drink. Consequences, pain. I don't want that, right? Let me stop. Yeah. But then somewhere along the line, and we rarely take notes, although I think you took notes. You journaled.
I took a few. I still do.
Yeah, totally. But somewhere along the line, you keep coming back because you want more of the great life that we're starting to build.
Yes.
Right. But and there's different stages of growth or expanding. I think first of all, you're uncomfortable, right? Because you got to get off the couch.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
I mean, there are guys in our Rhino group. That's our church group. We call ourselves the Rhinos. That want it all from the couch.
Yeah.
And
that is me sometimes too.
Oh.
I want to take the softer, easier way.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, AA is the softer, easier way.
I am naturally an isolator.
Yes,
I
right,
isolate.
exactly.
I think that's the croc brain. I really think that's the caveman brain.
Yep.
Store up today, right? It's like the hibernator. Bears hibernate, right?
Yep.
They eat because they're going to hang around for months, right?
Right.
And so I think the brain is wired like that. Right, so you got to snap that, and that's why I love your yes.
Yeah,
because yes snaps that. So I think you got to be uncomfortable. You got to get off the couch, right?
Yeah.
Nothing in life's going to happen on that couch. It's just not. No learning, no growth, no excitement, no adventures. You're going to watch Netflix and be entertained,
right?
But the real growth, get off the couch. And then I think you go through a growth spurt, and I think there's leveling off.
Right.
And you kind of get your sea legs, whatever you want to call it, of that new growth you had. Just like when you go to the gym, you build new muscles. You're like, hey, how do I use these new muscles? Oh, I can do this now. I can do that. Then I think you regroup.
Right.
On that plateau I talked about.
Yeah. So plateau leveling.
But then you feed off you look back on those experiences and you feed off of that. You're like you sit back, you realize that how good that is actually for you to say yes and continue that activity. And so when you're not doing it, you're going, holy crap, I am freaking missing. I'm missing the boat again. I got to get back into the game. I got to keep pounding. I got to keep going.
Right.
And that's where I'm at now. I still there's still an aspect of me that wants to hide in the weeds, but I'm always given opportunity. It's amazing how I'm always opportunities are always popping out of.
But I think you put yourself in a position for those opportunities.
So I have watched both of you go through multiple stages of growth, leveling, more growth. I mean, just right on up, right? Progressively growing and getting better and leveling up, right? So, Tommy, where are you right now? Are you in a growth stage? Are you in a leveling stage? Have you reached your maximum potential?
No, not even close.
I love that answer.
Not even close.
Like, did you see his face?
It got all distorted.
I do, because I'm actually going through a little bit of of a growth spurt right now because I've gotten into a funk the last couple of weeks because some work-related issues, and I'm starting to be like thinking about the physical world all the time, like how much money I need to put away and how much this and how much that, and I'm trying to like get perspective again. My AA, I call it my AA perspective, that I can only control so much, and there's so many other things that I can't control, that are part of this, and I have to pull myself back into I have to meditate, pray. I have to talk to keep connected with my AA brothers. I got to work. I got to keep running. I got to and literally running, and keep my energy level up because I can easily fall into a funk. And I'm going through that right now. I was explaining to my wife last night. She's in Florida right now, and she's like, "Well, I should be there." And I'm like, I go, no, I'm actually happier there because I would be miserable to be around right now. So,
but you've identified that.
You're
aware.
It.
You're
and
aware.
Now I'm doing the things. Now I'm doing the things to keep me from going out of that funk. So
good.
So I'm going through a little bit of a patch right now, but there's so many tools that I have now. Yeah.
So literally, as you were sharing, it's a different game today, right?
Yeah.
What we've learned. First of all, you have awareness, right? You have self-awareness. You know exactly where you're at. You know where you feel. You know why, right?
Yep.
And then I literally wrote down before you said it. I said you got tools that you're doing with right now, and I'm telling you what. One of the best tools when you're in a funk, work with somebody else.
Yeah.
Get out of yourself. Go do something for somebody else. Say yes.
Yes.
To something else. And you know what? All of a sudden, guess what?
I'm here right now, Glenn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
See, that's a self-awareness, Tom.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so Mikey, where are you?
Yeah,
where are you at right now?
I'm kind of on a self-imposed plateau. It's a little more strategic than it's proactive, not reactive. I needed to level off. I needed to find some balance because I was out of balance. I found balance, and now I'm eager to go up to climb the ridge and find the next plateau. So, I mean, it's all, that's what I needed to do. I needed to balance off because I felt, here's my barometer. My barometer is when I start thinking the way I thought when I was drunk, that concerns me. That's my red flag. Stinking thinking. So that's the first thing because then I know I'm going to act that way, and I don't want to go down those acts. So, so I was feeling a little wonky. And I needed a plateau. I needed to put the thermometer back up my ass and figure out what my temperature was, where I was at, and get things balanced back off. Take the right vitamins, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. I needed to find a balance. So I'm at the end of my plateau now. I've checked out my plateau, and I'm ready for a ridge.
So. We always joke it's hard to read the label on your own jar.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you, and here's why. You are a very strategic guy. You come up with ideas, and ideas, right? And every time you come up with ideas, it is precluded, if that's the right word, with personal quiet time. So you've recently been through one or two or three kind of pauses, right? Yep. You did your Michigan house, your Colorado retreat, right?
Sure.
So I'm sitting back saying, okay, check. I can't wait to see what comes out of this stuff.
I'm ready. I've really got this energy about me because it's exciting, and I didn't have that when I was out there drinking and drugging. I didn't. There was no next day. Like this, they say live in today, and I am living in today, but I'm excited about what today is going to bring, tomorrow is going to bring. I think it's okay. I think it's healthy to be excited about tomorrow. Early on in the program, you got to so focus about today, but I'm telling you, once I hit this program at a pace and stayed in check with it, it's exciting to think about tomorrow.
Yeah, I would reinforce. I'm sorry, I reinforce that also. I have when I'm in a funk, I'm excited to get out of it.
Yeah,
I'm excited to figure out, unpack it, and work it.
Right.
And I love that. I really, and that's something I never like. it's like inspiring. I mean, it's like inspiring to keep.
So that's almost like the Ferris wheel, right?
Yeah, right, sure.
So you guys have experience being in a funk, using your tools, getting out of it, and now you're even like, hey, I'm excited because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Right? And same with you, right? So I hate to do this. I really do. But I'm going to quote a Blue October song.
Okay.
And right after this says, hey, man, a few friends show me how, there's part of a song that says, I can't wait to see what's around that corner.
There you go. Wow.
And that's both you guys. I know. I got chills too. And both you guys are like giddy. Little kids that are giddy on Christmas Day about what's coming up. Yeah. And I'm excited for both of you. But you really have the experience of, hey, self-awareness. Hey, I'm kind of in a funk, right? I'm kind of in a growth stage, or I'm kind of, hey, and you're using tools. Right, you're saying yes. You come to a podcast at 6 a.m. Right. Who in the world wants to do that? Right.
So where are you at?
I'm.
I mean, you have such energy. You are always such on the move. You're on the move, but are you moving on a plateau or are you moving up a ridge?
No, I am amazed, and I'm coming off. I spent some time with a guy last night that's at a bottom, right? So I was sharing a lot of my early stories with him, and he's like, man, you should write a book. Like those stories are amazing. And I'm like, hey man, it's but I was amazed at the different stages of growth that I've gone through, and the times I had to sit in my own shit, right? And just be okay with being on a plateau, right? Not and really the thing for me, it was the ambiguity of not knowing where I was going. Right? Not knowing what was next, not knowing. I didn't really have the faith back years ago, and I was trying to figure all this out, and I still am. I would say where my life is today, nowhere in Glenn's ability could I ever have crafted where I'm at today. And I'm getting through a stage right now that I'll be through, here with the next 30 days or so. Beyond expectations, and that will set the stage for 8 more things. Right. And frankly, I don't even know what they are.
Right.
But what I know is I have so much confidence in who I hang with. Yeah. Right, because they say you are who you hang with.
That's right.
And I think that's part of it. Man, I hang with people that are so much better than me, that inspire me, and I have no idea what's coming up.
No.
For next year. And it's kind of tough to Tom. The timing of these recordings don't really, we're probably going to launch this in January of 26 or something, right?
Yeah.
Right. But 26, I literally 25 is the best year of my life. And I've said that since 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, now 25. So 26, I don't know. Yeah. But I got some
You're on a winning streak here.
Yeah, I've got, but, I think if you win the day, and you do that enough times, you win a week.
Yeah.
And I think if you win enough weeks, you win a month.
You win an inning, you win a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what it's up. It's like that movie Moneyball.
Yeah.
If you focus on the day.
Great movie, yeah.
If you focus on the day, you get some data in your life, right? I had to use a D word. If you get some data in your life, and you just start... If you focus on winning today, right, and you don't worry about the yesterday. Hey, I did my best yesterday.
That's right.
Or
I didn't, and I'm going to do better today.
Or what? But rarely do you screw off.
No.
Rarely do you make a conscious decision to say, I'm just going to suck today.
No.
Right.
No.
You might swing and miss.
Right.
But you still show up. I think that's sobriety, and I know that about you guys. You guys show up and do your best every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And there, you have your good days, bad days, but remember what you're comparing it to.
Right.
Remember your days.
Oh.
And then
what days
now we're comparing it to, say, a level of sobriety.
That's right.
So we keep raising the bar.
Yeah, right. There you go.
We keep raising the bar.
This a guy last night. He noticed I've lost weight. He goes, "Hey man, when you stopped drinking, I bet you lost a lot of weight." I'm like, so when you compare it out, I said, dude, I went 60 days without eating.
Yeah, right.
He goes, what do you mean? I said, I drank.
Yeah, right.
Every day, all day.
Right.
I said, so when I got sober, I gained weight because I started actually having food.
That's
and
right.
actual nutrition.
Yeah, right.
Then I replaced booze with food, so I started stressing.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been great.
Up and down.
Can we come back next week? Tommy,
Oh,
will
look
you
at
come back
Mikey!
next
Look
week?
at Mikey
Absolutely,
being the
love
time.
to.
I know.
watcher.
Let's come
I'll
back.
cold
Let's come back
plunge
next
again.
week, and maybe cold plunge, and then maybe we'll take the spirituality
Cold
shovel out
plunge.
to a
Oh, my
little dig.
God.
Okay.
Don't miss next week. Don't miss this week. Goodbye.
Love you, brothers.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks for joining us for today's coffee chat. To contact the show, email us at podcast@sober.coffee. If you need immediate help, the AA hotline is 800-839-1686. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 800-273-8255. Remember, Mike and Glenn are sharing their own journey on the path to recovery. Any suggestions, medical or otherwise, are their own experiences and should not be viewed as professional advice. See you next week, and remember, there is a solution.